how would one raise your state of consciousness? This is the question. This is the question. How would one raise your state of consciousness? We would say that on your journey, on your path, on planet Earth, you are all experiencing vibration. You are here to experience vibration. You are here to experience the polarities. You are here to experience the vibrational frequencies that are on planet Earth. You are all energy. And as you are on your journey of awakening, as you are on your journey of expanding, it is about going in. You are all causing a separation because you have a separation of frequencies. The universe is striving to be whole, and all of your life you have been giving love outside of yourself. You will be in service your whole life. I will do this to please my mother. I will do this to please my teacher. I will do this to please my boss. I will get married and have children, and I will take care of the children, and I will please my husband, and so on and so forth. This causes you to separate from yourself. It is about going back in and finding yourself again. You have caused a separation in the universe by mastering loving everyone outside of yourself. But why is everyone else's spirit more important than yours? Why is everyone else more important than you? Why are you pleasing others and not loving yourself? This is the inner child. The inner child is feeling abandoned by many, and it is causing a separation in the universe when you give that love to everyone else, but you are consciousness also. It is about going in, and when you go in and begin to give that love to yourself, you will expand out, and the universe will become whole again. You have all lost your way on finding the consciousness within yourself. It is by going in, and as you go in and recognize the God within you, or the universe within you, whatever terminology you use, as you can recognize this, it will expand out, and those around you can begin to download the frequencies that you offer as well. This is when you have a grief in your life. If you have lost a loved one and you're on your journey and you are grieving, and you have transmuted this grief back to love, for example, you have now offered that frequency to offer everyone on the planet. When you walk into a mall, there may be somebody on a bench, and they have had a loss too. They are grieving, and their spirit can begin to download from your spirit the frequencies that they require in order to transmute those fears back to love. It is all about the journey. It is not about the end result. You all know who you are as consciousness. You all know the end result. There is not a rush to get to the end. It is about the experiencing of frequencies while you are on planet Earth. It is about experiencing those frequencies and transmuting those frequencies back to love. This is allowing and accepting all frequencies. The dark is light that has forgotten it is love. It is forgotten it is love, and you are here to transmute the dark back to light with the consciousness within you. As you do this and do not resist, instead embrace. When you are having dark times, embrace it, fully surrender, let go, and stop resisting it. When you stop resisting it, it can transmute back to light, and your consciousness will expand. Oh.
Great answer.
Thank you.
Okay. How do we find our purpose in this life?
Okay. Oh, yes, welcome. I am say Germain. We would say, what is my purpose? This is the question. What is my purpose? Alex is asking, what is my purpose? And we would say, you are more than enough with your essence. This is a misconception that there is a purpose in life. It is that you all have, you all have interests, and you all have passions, you all have talents. It is finding out, where would you like to play? This is the question. Where would you like to play? This is the purpose. If I find out where I would love to play, then my inner child will be happy. This will raise my vibrational frequency, and then my purpose will be found, because I will be in a high vibration. The purpose is to raise one's consciousness, or raise the universal consciousness, by being in a high vibration of love and joy. And you can find this within the inner child. How did you play as a child? Look back at your childhood. How did you like to play with your dolls or your toys or your army men, or did you like to teach? Did you like to play house or doctor? Where were your interests? This will guide you. Did you like art or music? This will guide you to what your purpose is. What did the inner child like to play? When we speak of the inner child, we are speaking of the aspect of your spirit that remains young, so that you can experience awe, joy, wonder, and innocence. This is a spiritual aspect. The spirit is made up of fractals of energy, and it is a fractal of energy that you must connect with in order to receive that divine joy within you. As of now, all of you have been looking outside of yourself. We would not use the terminology all. We would say many of you have been seeking outside of yourself for love. You have been looking outside, and the ego consciousness is never going to leave you satisfied. It will keep you searching and searching. Go in and ask your inner child where they would like to play. Visualize yourself as a 5-year-old. What did you like to play with? This will lead you to your purpose, your life purpose. If you like to read books, it means you are a great writer. If you like to paint, it means you are a great artist. This is where we would say that your purpose lies. As you begin to tap into these talents that you already have, that you have forgotten you have, then you will raise your vibrational frequency, and this will bring more abundance into your life. It will flow in, and you will find your joy and your happiness. Ah.
Now, is it okay if I keep asking questions to Saint Germain? Because
sure,
you're jumping back and forth. I feel bad for you. Like, it seems like it's taxing, but apparently it's not.
No, it's easy to come in and out. Really
okay.
easy.
Okay, good. Every channel's different, so that's why some people just stay in the channeling mode. You're the first that comes back and forth, so I want to make sure it was okay. Didn't want to overstep.
Thank you.
All right. So my next question is, why do we suffer in life?
That's a great question. Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say that there is no one suffering. It is a perception. You are in a third dimension reality, and you are seeing the world around you as suffering. And we would say to change one's perception. You are not warriors. You are not victims of suffering. You are warriors of experience. And we would say that you are here to experience the polarities, the frequencies of that which you aren't. I am consciousness, and I came to planet Earth, and I put on this human costume, and now I am here to play. I am the director, and I am the main character in my play. Alex, we are cracking a joke because we are showing Tara, you are a director. We would say that you are the director in your life, and you are the director in your play, and you are the main character in your play. We would say that as you are on your journey and you are experiencing the vibrational frequencies, you would look around and see the world as suffering. There is something happening to people instead of for them. We would say to change the perception. Everything is happening for you. You are here to experience all frequencies. If you are seeing somebody as a victim of suffering, you will keep them in that victim, and they can never heal, they can never expand, and they can never become conscious, because you are offering them a vibrational frequency of victim, because you are seeing them as a victim. Instead, if you perceive them as not suffering and not struggling, but yet having an experience in life, then and everything happening for them instead of to them, then you would realize that you are not in a victim vibration, and their spirit could begin to download from you the frequencies that they would require to heal. We will give an example. If there is a war on the planet in a country, and everyone is looking at this country as victims of suffering, and then they will continue the war for longer, because the collective consciousness energy, the billions of people on the planet are vibrating in this victim, and that is the energy they are offering. If everyone on the planet at this moment changed their perception to that everything is imperfection, because the universe is always in perfection. It is always striving for perfection, and it is always balancing the yin and yang within everything. If you saw the war was an experience, and that the people in the war, in their play, in their human costumes, were not suffering, but yet they were experiencing frequencies, then it would raise the vibration of all the collective, would end. It is that simple. We would say that if you are standing in sympathetic shoes, you are seeing people as victims, because you are saying, I am so upset for you. I feel so sorry for you that I want to take your pain on and help you. And you take their pain on, and it causes you to remain in a low vibration. But if you saw them in empathy, in empathetic eyes instead of sympathetic eyes, then you are saying, I understand your pain. I have been there before, and I understand your pain, and I'm offering you love from my heart, but I'm not going to take on your pain. And then it would be much more effective, because you are offering them love instead of victim, instead of a low vibration. We would say to be empathetic, not sympathetic.
Not a bad answer. So another question I have is, so many people always ask this question: if there is a God, why does he allow evil in the world?
Okay. Oh, yes. Welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say this is a similar question. Yes. Excellent. Excellent question, Alex. You have excellent questions. We would say that on your journey on planet Earth, you are seeing God or the universe as something outside of you, but there is no separation. You are all frequencies. You are the dark. You are the light. The dark is the light that is forgotten it is love. When someone speaks of the devil, we would say that is the ego consciousness. You can only channel from where you're vibrating at. Everyone on the planet is channeling. Are you channeling the ego consciousness, or are you channeling heart-centered consciousness? If you have fear in your reality, you are in the third dimension reality. You are channeling from the ego. If there is judgment in your reality, you are channeling from the ego. If you are having fear-based entities show up in your reality, or having evil spirits or evil happening to those around you, you are seeing it from a third dimension perspective. You are seeing it as suffering and as victim. But we would say that the dark is light that is forgotten is love. And if you would embrace and surround your consciousness with the dark, for example, if you saw a scary ghost at this moment, something that startled you, and you said, there is evil in my house. There is evil in my house. There is a ghost that is causing things to be thrown around the room. Then you will begin to snowball that effect. It will get worse and worse. We would not use terminology worse. We would say it would speed it up and expand. You would begin to channel in the collective consciousness of the ego consciousness of all the people on the planet that have a fear of ghosts. You would begin to snowball the effect and make your reality worse. You would see more evil, because you begin to channel the vibrational frequency of your fears. If instead you saw it as, I'm not in fear, I am in love consciousness. I'm not going to judge anything as good, bad, right, or wrong. And I will not buy into the fear-based energies. You will never channel or be able to channel anything fear-based. It will not show up in your reality. We would say that the ghosts would be gone from your house. So how could I do this on a bigger platform? What if I began to see all the evil world as a non-judgment, as that person is having an experience? They're wearing a human costume and they're having an experience. The dark is light that is forgotten. We would say all of the universe is one energy. If all the universe is one energy and you are awakening to remember who you are as consciousness, knowing that you're connected to all energy, what would you have to be afraid of? Why would you need a bubble of protection? There are so many that are putting a bubble of protection around you before you go out anywhere. But we would say you are all energy. What is there to be afraid of? If you let go of the fears, you cannot channel fear. It would not show up in your reality. If you were seeing everything in the universe as in perfect harmony, if you see someone who creates a crime and you stop judging it, you will see that the universe will take care of it. But it is the judgment upon it that keeps it in that vibration. For example, if someone was stealing and you are judging that their stealing is bad or good or right or wrong, you are in a third dimension reality and you are judging them. And then you call the police. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to call the police and they will come and arrest this person. We would say you are interfering with the universal flow. What if you simply observed the person stealing and did not judge? It is not good, bad, right, or wrong. And I will not call the cops. What would happen then? Would the universe transmute and give that person an experience? Maybe they would have an awareness of what they did and begin to change in the reality. The universe would have the person pay for the consequence in their own way. We would not say pay for the consequence. We would say the universe would take care of it. The universe would shift the energies so that person who stole from that other person would now have an experience in life to make them realize what they did so they could see the reflection of how that person, they hurt the other person. It would be that the universe would take care of the problem, not you. All of you are, we would say many of you are wanting to fix something, and we would say nothing in the universe is broken. Every time you begin to fix something outside of you, somebody else's problem, you interfere with the universe's plan. You interfere with their soul's journey. No one is struggling or suffering except for in your perception. When you try to fix or someone else's problem, you interfere with their soul's journey, and then they cannot expand. We would say to observe and see how the universe takes care of it. When you watch how the universe takes care of it, you will see miracles around you, because it will line up perfectly that that person who was stealing or that person that hurt another person, they will have an awareness and transmute and become a better person for it. Oh, watch and see. Oh.
How are you doing?
Good. Some of the words I couldn't grab there. So
it's okay, fantastic. Now, why did we choose to reincarnate in this time, in this moment in history?
In this moment, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, a party on planet Earth, All the spirits are lined up to join this party. This is a party of awakening. I will remember who I am. All my other lifetimes I've forgotten who I am. This lifetime I will remember. I will come to planet Earth and I will put on my costume and I will remember and that I'm here to have the party. It is exciting to remember who one is. All the other lifetimes you have had struggling and suffering, and you believe that God was outside of yourself or the universe was outside of yourself, and you are remembering in this lifetime that you are it, and that means you have the power to change your reality. In the other lifetimes, you did not have the power to change your reality, because when your crops failed, you believed God was punishing you. When you didn't have things line up, you believed you were being punished by the universe, and this created much helplessness and hopelessness. In this lifetime, you are remembering who you are as consciousness, which gives you the power to change your reality. This is the game. This is the fun play that we are all in at this moment. I can change my reality simply by changing my perception and raising my vibration. This is going to be a fun game. Now,
how do we deal with toxic people in our world, in our life?
Oh, that's a good question. Lots of those. Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say that they're not outside of you. They are a reflection of you. They are a hologram. Everything in your reality is a projection of where you're vibrating at. There is nothing outside of you that isn't a reflection of you. We will give an example. If you somebody had knocked on your door and you opened the door and they were handing you flowers, it is a reflection of how you've been loving yourself. I have been kind to myself, and this is reflecting back to me. Thank you. I give gratitude for the flowers and for showing me where I'm vibrating at. If someone knocked on your door and you open the door and they said you have not fixed your step and you are there is something broken here and you're not doing a good job and you could do better, then this is a reflection of how much you're criticizing yourself. This is the key. If you observe how everyone treats you and you go in to love oneself, you can change it within you. We'll give an example. If Tara's husband disrespected her, she would give gratitude. She would go in the other room and ask her inner child how she had disrespected her. Her ego had attacked her inner child, maybe criticizing her for not doing a good job channeling. We would say if this happened, then Tara would go in and work with her inner child and tell her inner child she is more than enough and that she does not need a husband to love her because she is more than enough. Then when she leaves the room, she comes out, her husband would shower her with love because she changed the vibrational frequency within her. It never existed outside of her. Every time someone attacks you outside of you, it is showing you a reflection of where you're vibrating at. It is your what is the terminology? It is your beacon or your our channel cannot find the terminology. It is a reflection of you. And we would say that it would be a key to change it. And the more you go in and love yourself, you will notice that the world around you will begin to reflect that back to you. Go in, not without. Go within, not without.
Do you remember what you just channeled?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You're conscious. So you're conscious of all of it. You remember everything you say.
So if I go really deep, then I'll start to kind of like daydream, or I'll start talking to them with another aspect of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I might say, oh, what did you guys just talk about there? Why were you saying that? And I might start getting in a conversation with them, and then I won't hear what I'm saying. And so if I listen back after, but it's just like if I'm listening, but if I go really deep, I start to, or if maybe they're showing me a past lifetime or something of like, say that I'm channeling for someone and they have like a past lifetime, they might show me it just to help me understand what that person's going through.
Got it. Okay. Next question. What are the main reasons that a soul would want to incarnate onto this planet?
Great questions.
I appreciate that.
Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say, to experience frequencies. It is all a game of frequencies. When you are all that is, when you are conscious love, how do you know what you are if you have nothing to compare it to? This is a great time. We will create a planet we will create a universe, and we will have a planet in this universe that can go to the deepest depths of the polarities of who we are, so that we know who we are. We will go onto planet Earth and we will get in our human costume and we will experience the polarities in emotions. We would say there are thousands of emotions and there are thousands of shades of each emotion. You are here to experience the difference frequencies of each emotion and the different shades of these emotions, meaning that if 1,000 people have a grief, they all experience it in a different frequency. It is never the same frequency. They're experiencing different shades of it, depending on their upbringing and their culture and their life experiences. So when you are on planet Earth and you are experiencing these frequencies, our channel has lost the question. One moment, please. What was the question again? Sorry.
What is the main reasons we incarnate in this? Why souls reincarnate?
Yeah. Right. Oh, yes. Welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We would say that as they reincarnate and come to planet Earth, they will come back over and over and to have several lifetimes to transmute each frequency. Every lifetime they come, they will say, this lifetime I will transmute that frequency. But we forget that who we are. And so therefore we don't have the power to change it. This lifetime we were remembering. And so it is reincarnating, experiencing the polarities of what you are so that you know who you are. How do I know who I am if I have nothing to compare it to? It is that simple. It is an experience of frequencies. Enjoy all frequencies in all five senses. Okay.
You jumping back in and forth is jarring to me. I feel like I'm like abusing asking you questions.
No, it's really easy. It sounds weird because I like huff and puff, but
right,
yeah,
exactly. I feel like I'm like, oh my
not,
God, am I taxing her too much? I feel
no,
okay.
no, I could chant. Probably 2 hours is my max for chanting.
Got it. We won't go that far, I promise. This is a tough question, and please feel free if you don't want to answer it, let me know. But this is a question that I've been getting from followers and people in the audience. Why do souls choose to come to incarnate in bodies that are diseased or have an impairment of some sort, or have Down syndrome or something that's going to really blind, some sort of disability that's going to hamper them through the rest of their incarnation, the rest of their life? Why would they choose that? And why are there, and did the people around them choose to help them along that path? It's a tough question.
It's a great question. So here we go. I already got it coming in here.
Okay.
Oh, yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We would say this is an excellent question. There are many on planet Earth that are asking this question. Excellent, Alex. Thank you for your questions. We're having a good time here. We would say that you have all created a form of imprisonment. This is one of the games on planet Earth that you create in the ego consciousness. We would say most of these prisons are in your head, but many of you have chosen prisons in physical bodies as an illness. Some of you have chosen a physical prison in a prison on planet Earth. Some of you have chosen to be a prison in a family with an abusive husband. Do you see that everyone has created a prison? And as soon as you are in this prison, the game is can I be free while I'm imprisoned? This is a game of the soul, the spirit. Can you remember who you are as consciousness and become so peaceful and so calm within that the prison that surrounds you does not take your joy? It does not limit you. It is a game of limitations that you came to play on planet Earth. And it is, can you be free while imprisoned? That is the game. Many of you have chosen bodies on planet Earth that have illnesses. If you were free within this illness, you would notice that the pain lifts and that you are more comfortable in your body. But it is your judgment upon the body that is disabled that is causing so much pain. You are judging it as wrong or as something is not good. And this keeps you in a vibration of pain. You have made it your identity and formed an attachment from the ego. If you observe your physical body while you're in physical pain or disabled and simply observed it without judgment, it would bring you into the now moment, which is the fifth dimension. If you're judging it, it will keep you vibrating in more pain. As the ego judges the physical pain as something bad, it causes a resistance of the vibrational frequency of the spirit and the physical body's consciousness as something is wrong and I need to fight. I need to resist this. This is what is causing so much pain. Surrender and relax into it. Relax into your prison. Can you be free while imprisoned? Can a woman who is being abused by her husband find freedom? If you find freedom within, then the universe will remove that person out of your reality. It will lift the illness. If you are being abused, for example, and you not judge the abusement, if you stop judging the abusement, it changes the frequency, and that person that is abusing you no longer matches the consciousness that you are, the high vibration of love that you are, and they cannot be in reality any longer. So the universe will remove them. You do not have to do anything to fix it except for observe. And we would say for those who are being abused, not to, you do not have to stay, but we're saying even if you leave, to simply in your meditations look at the situation without judgment. We're not saying to stay if you need to go. We are saying when you go, observe your situation without judgment, and eventually that person will be removed from reality instead of constantly torturing you or constantly stalking you. They will be removed once you, we are tapping into a client who is going through this. We're tapping into a viewer who is going through this, is why we have changed from disabled to our channels asking why we have changed from a disabled physical illness into a physical abuse. And we would say there are many that are viewing that are experiencing this. Stop judging it as good, bad, right, or wrong, and the universe will do the work to remove it as you will become expanded consciousness in a high vibration, and the person abusing you will stay in a low vibration, and the universe will separate those two frequencies, as you can only attract what you are. You are vibrating in frequencies, and as we said earlier, everything is a hologram. It is a projection, and you project this energy in front of you to reflect back to you based on where you're vibrating at. If you let go of your fears, what is the worst fear? If someone is threatening to take my life, what if you did not fear that? This is it. What if I did not fear? Then you take your power back. If my husband is threatening to kill me if I leave, what if I did not fear that? This is what we are saying. Watch what the universe does when you let go of all fears of the prison that you have created in your reality. This is the same with physical pain. Let go of the fears around it. What is the worst that can happen? If you die physically, you awaken instantly. The spirit is not afraid of this. So why are you? Ah.
Wow. That was a heavy one.
Yeah. I could feel a lot of crying with that one. Like a lot of there was a lot of heart
Pain.
chakra stuff. Yeah, a lot of pain.
Yeah, I was almost about to tear up as you guys were talking. I was just like, "Whoa, this went off the rails a little bit on the other. It just took off." But I'm glad you in the trance you actually asked why you've changed this. You've changed the subject. Why it's similar but different.
Yeah, he kept going. He kept showing me that there was a lot of people that are just, it's like we all create a prison. We're never happy because our ego will never let us be happy anyway. So even if, even if one thing gets removed, we always create another prison right after. Like, it's just the game of the ego. So it's like, if you're always free and not trapped in it, then eventually what shows up in your reality is not a prison. You're set free. The universe removes everything that's you've imprisoned yourself with. And a lot of people are imprisoned in their head. Sorry. Yeah.
Most people are imprisoned in their head. I'd argue to say, but it also, I think when you keep using the words vibration and frequency, which is something we've talked about on the show multiple times with different people, but the idea for people listening to understand is that there's a reason why, monks and nuns and priests and other, people that are may be at a higher spiritual space or a different vibration, not higher, different vibration, different frequency. They don't get mugged by thugs. They don't get, they're not abused. They're not, beat up or anything like that. Maybe not priests, because that's the trigger word right now, but monks and other spiritual people walking the earth. That's why you see like a yogi in India can walk Calcutta and not get hurt, not get mugged, not be abused, none of that stuff. There's a reason for that. Where others, then sometimes you see someone like, why did they get hit. What was that? What's that about? So it's interesting. So you can't, the concept I'm trying to explain is that you can't attract something that you're not the same magnetical frequency of. Let's say if you say magnets,
Right.
if they're not like, they repel each other. Essentially, am I speaking?
Right.
Please explain if I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, the law of magnetism, it's like the opposite side of the magnet. I know what you're saying, like if the North Pole and South Pole, like they're attracted to each other, but it's like if you're the law of attraction, so if you're vibrating in that high frequency, yeah, you're not going to get mugged because you're not in that reality. You're in a like fifth dimension. So fifth dimension isn't a place, it's a state of consciousness. So you just move into a fifth dimension. It's the same as like if I'm beachcombing and somebody's with me and they're really deep in 3D, I find all the treasures on the beachcombing and they're right beside me and they can't see them because they're not in that vibration. They're in 3D and I've moved into a 5D to find treasures on the beach. They were always there. It's just tapping into them. So
Right.
it's like everything that we want's right there. It's just our frequencies, are they matching it to receive it?
Got it.
No.
All right, my next question. Can you explain the concept of karmic law?
Okay. That's a good one too. Oh yes, welcome. I'm Saint Germain. We would say that karmic law is created in the ego consciousness. This is created in the ego. What does this mean? What does this mean, Saint Germain? What do you mean it's created in the ego? It is a perception. If I believe that there is karmic law, then that is what I'll create. What if I changed my perception while I'm on planet Earth? And instead, I had an experience instead of beating myself up for it. There are many that are viewing that are criticizing oneself. Oh, I did this. And we would say, Tara does this as well. I will criticize myself now because I made this mistake. And we would say, if you were seeing it as a mistake, then you are keeping yourself in that vibration. If you see it as I had an experience, there is no karmic law because there is no karmic debt because you are not seeing it as something right or wrong. You are seeing it in a fifth dimension perception. This is where we would say to change that. You do not all have to live in karmic debt. It is that you are deciding that karmic debt exists, and this is that you will create that in your reality. What if you had a different reality? You have the choice to change this. If I have a life experience where after my life experience, I realize I have hurt someone, forgive oneself instantly. It transmutes this, and you will not create a karmic debt because you are not judging yourself as something that has been done wrong. You were saying, I am observing and I will not judge it. I will observe the emotions. I am upset because I hurt someone, and I will observe those emotions as they arise, and I will transmute them back to love by forgiving myself instantly. And therefore, there will be no karmic debt. Make a choice.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so just choose to change your perception on what karmic debt is, because there's like people beat themselves up and then their ego like snowballs it, and it's like they just keep paying. Like if I do this for somebody else because I hurt them, so I've got to do this and this and this to make up for that, to even it out. And that's not the way the universe works. It's not about points. It's about balancing. So yeah, just yeah.
What I understand from other people I've spoken to is that karmic debt is like when you're on the other side, it's not like, oh, I have a debt to pay. It has nothing to do. You could choose not to reincarnate again. It's up to you as a soul. But you on the other side go, oh man, I really want to balance that out. I did this amount of negative hurting other people. I need to do something to balance that out. And you choose to come back down to balance that out in whichever way you choose to do it. But it's not like there's an accountant up there like, well, you owe, and if you don't pay, you're not moving forward. That's kind of not the way it works, to my understanding from talking to multiple, spiritual masters and channels.
Yeah, it takes you deeper into the ego because then there's something to fix and there's a problem and I've got to behave a certain way. It takes you so many layers deep into the ego instead of saying, okay, I'm going to forgive and love myself. It's not even forgiving because we're having an experience. So it's just loving who you are in that experience and just accepting I had that experience and I'm going to love myself in that experience and not judge it.
And then one last question for Saint Germain. What do you see for humanity in 2023?
Oh, yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say that we would say there will be more global warming effects. There'll be more storms, more surges. You are all familiar with this. We're showing our channel that Mother Earth is bringing to the surface what she requires in order to release. It is based on the collective's energy, the collective consciousness, all the billions of spirits and souls on the planet Earth. We would say that the souls on planet Earth are choosing what the future looks like based on where they're vibrating at. This changes in each moment. Before, when you went to a psychic, time was stretched. We would say 20 years ago, time was stretched. You would go to a psychic and they would tell you the future. And this would be happening in 2 or 3 months, and then it would happen. But we would say time has sped up. Mother Earth has sped up her frequencies, and linear time in your perception is a past, present, future, but we see it as folded space. So Mother Earth has sped up the time. So everything is happening now. We are bringing this up because it is imperative that you understand that you can change everything in the now moment rather than saying this will happen in the future and I have to stick to that. And we would say that time has sped up. And so predictions are not in alignment as everything is changing in this now moment based on where everyone is vibrating at on the planet. In general, we would say that because you are awakening as a collective consciousness, you are bringing up thousands of emotions to the surface from your past lifetimes. You are experiencing this in much anxiety. So you will find on planet Earth, there will be people that are having panic attacks and they're having anxiety, and there will be more and more people experiencing this. It is because they are feeling the emotions that haven't been transmuted from their past lifetimes. They're coming up through their chakra systems, and they will be transmuting these as they come to the surface, but it is the judgment upon them that keeps them in fear, that keeps them panicking. Relax into it when you feel panic. Explore those frequencies, explore it, and surround your consciousness with it, and it will lift. This is what we are showing your channel. On planet Earth, there will be much more panic and fears, and much more storms, and much more fighting on planet Earth because these dark emotions that you had in your past lifetimes need to come to the surface to be transmuted. You are all deciding this as a collective. And as in each moment, it changes based on where you're vibrating at. If everyone would stop judging on the planet, we would not use terminology stop. We would say if everyone began to not judge and instead of looking at everything as imperfection, without judgment in this now moment. If there's judgment, it means I'm in the ego consciousness. If there is no judgment, then I am in a fifth dimension perception. And this is where things can begin to change. It will raise the vibration of the collective, and it will create more peace on Earth. But these old emotions must come to the surface. We would not judge it as wrong. We would say that everything on the planet is imperfection, whether you are seeing it as perfection or not. We are seeing it, and we are excited about the progress on planet Earth. We are excited and celebrating with you on the progress on planet Earth. So the more that you are seeing the destruction on your planet, the more we are celebrating, because we are seeing the gift in it all. We are seeing the transmutation of frequency, and that is what is to be celebrated. Do not fear what is coming. You are all You are all warriors of experience. This is nothing to fear. Embrace, observe, and give love. Give love from your heart. If you stop vibrating in fear, the world can change more quickly back to peace. Oh, oh. So he's saying like just like the predictions and stuff, it's like it's changing so rapidly right now. It's like
Right.
so fast. So if they say predictions, it can change within a few days, like based on where everybody on the planet's vibrating at, because time has sped up. It's yeah. So
You
the
can
more
feel it.
people that are in that state of expansion, so to help people on the planet, to help change the planet, all you have to do is just be present. Like our presence is enough. So just walking into a room, like just expanding your consciousness out instead of lowering your vibration to match everybody's frequency in the room. Because when you do that, everybody just stays in victim. So it's like people walk into a room and they're like, oh, everybody is reading energy. And so they'll walk in the room and they're like, oh, everybody's vibrating here. So I'm going to lower my energy field to match theirs to please them. So they'll love me. But if you love yourself, you can walk in, expand it out, and then when you walk into the room, so Saint Germain saying, walk in knowing your greatness, and then everybody in the room that's vibrating really low can start downloading that from you, because
Mm.
you're not lowering your vibration to match theirs. You're walking in with that expanded out. So that's how we can help everyone on the planet, is just to always be expanded, and just your presence is enough, because it's not how you give it, it's how they receive it. So their spirit can say, no, I want to stay in a third dimension reality and vibrate in victim, or I'm going to start downloading that and awaken too. So it's not forcing people to awaken, but just offering that light that you are.
That's
Just
amazing.
know your greatness is what Saint Germain says.
One question popped into my head, if you don't mind me asking one more. It's just because
Sure.
it's a fascinating question, and I hope he can answer it. What is Saint Germain's take on how quantum physics is starting to connect with spirituality? That science is starting to catch up to what spirituality has been talking about and ancient spiritual texts have been talking about for thousands of years. I'd love to hear where he thinks that's going.
Okay. That's a good question too. You have great questions. You must have been like, I'm telling you, because a few of the questions that you just did, like asked, I have those videos I just put out, and I'm like, you must be working with Saint Germain, because you knew. He's already working with you. Okay, so oh, yes, excellent question. We would say, what a fun chat this is with Alex. This is a great day with you in it, Alex.
Thank
See your
you.
greatness. We are showing our channel that it is, there is a question in quantum physics of why can two things rotate, two atoms or particles, why one atom, one moment, please. Why can one atom or particle rotate in two different directions at the same time? Or be in two different places at the same time? Why can one particle or atom be at two different places at the same time? And we would say it is because one is vibrating in third dimension and one is vibrating in fifth dimension. This is that you all have a hologram beside you of a fifth dimension reality. Everything that is solid on planet Earth, there is an aspect within every molecule, within every particle, within that. Everything is vibrating in frequency, and you are all vibrating so densely, you are in a third dimension reality, but there is a hologram beside you, of you, in a fifth dimension. This is why we are showing our channel the atoms. One atom can vibrate in two different places at the same time, or in two different directions at the same time. One is in a fifth dimension reality and one is in a third dimension reality. It is exciting to connect to the fifth dimension reality by tapping into the hologram. Visualize this beside you. You can do this in a visualization. If you are unable to visualize, you can write it down or draw it out. It does not have to be one way. If you are going to create your reality and you are going to manifest what you desire, we would say to visualize the hologram of yourself in a fifth dimension and step into that and manifest from there. This will raise your frequency to the fifth dimension. You are creating into the fifth dimension. And as you begin to create in the fifth dimension, we will give an example. If you visualize your bank account, one bank account in third dimension is empty and one bank account in fifth dimension is full. As you are in the fifth dimension vibration, it goes out to the universe and it begins to vibrate and pick up speed based on everyone else that is in that now moment, visualizing or having a full bank account. It will begin to vibrate and pick up speed to the point where it collapses back into your third dimension reality. This is how spirituality is connecting with quantum physics. It is about expanding and creating from a fifth dimension perspective by tapping into the hologram of that which you are. Everything on planet Earth that you can see has a hologram of a fifth dimension reality. Go there and create from there. When it is vibrating to the point where it collapses, it will show up in your third dimension reality. Ah.
Okay, that was good. Now I'm gonna have a few questions for you that I ask all my guests. What is your definition of living a good life?
Joy, just being happy in the moment, in the now moment with my inner child. So it's like not needing anything outside of yourself. So now it's like I wake up and I'm like, good morning, inner child. What do you want to do for fun today? And I always say happy birthday to myself because that was the day that we were made to feel the most special. So every day is my birthday. And so we have birthday party. Every night we have a birthday breakfast, a birthday lunch, birthday dinner, because I'm a foodie. And then I just ask my inner child, what do you want to do for joy today? And then I go from there. So if you can't connect with your inner child, if you don't know that aspect of yourself, it just what feels good. Just go by what feels good. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to paint? Do you want to? So it's like tapping into that, and then it's like you're always in the moment with that aspect of your consciousness, and then that's the happy life. Yeah, that's it.
That works. That works. What is your definition of God?
Everything, just the universe, just frequency, just everything is one energy.
What is the ultimate purpose of life?
To expand your consciousness, to experience frequency, and to just enjoy the experience. Like when you're going to the deepest darkness, it's enjoying that just as much as when you're having your reaping season or your great season that you are flowing in abundance. But it's like it really enjoying when you go to like the lack as well, and just really experiencing those frequencies and not seeing yourself as a victim, and just experiencing everything as perfection, joy.
And where can people find out more about you and the work that you're doing?
You can come join or come and see my YouTube channel. It's Tara Arnold, and it's channeling Saint Germain. And I'd love to meet you, and subscribe and leave a comment. And also on my website, taraarnoldart.com. And I believe you're putting in the description below, so they can just click on that.
Yeah, we'll put all those links.
And then I'm on Instagram and everything.
Yeah, we'll put all those links in the show notes. No worries.
So I offer.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I offer courses on how to channel. So that's, if anybody is listening that's interested, then you can check those out. I have a live event coming up for the new year. We're going to channel Saint Germain, the Ascended Masters, to balance the energies for like hormones and stuff blocking us from like weight loss. So and then he'll channel messages on blocks to weight loss. So if anybody's having like struggles with that, because a lot of people's New Year's resolution is to, get in shape and lose weight and stuff. So we're just going to channel messages on what would be blocking you from achieving that. And also they'll be bringing through frequencies to balance hormones. It's not a replacement for medical treatment. Mm-hmm. Disclaimer there.
Yes.
It's all, it's for fun.
And does Saint Germain have any final messages for the audience?
Okay, I'll go into trance here and oh yes, welcome. I am Saint Germain. We would say, Alex, your channel is a beautiful channel. This is a great channel on YouTube where people are coming together and vibrating in love. There is much love on your channel on YouTube, and we are showing our channel that you are helping many people at this time, Alex, and we are commending you. We are giving gratitude for this, for your service on planet Earth, and for all of your services on planet Earth. We are showing our channel you have had an life experience, many ups and downs in life, and this has propelled you to be where you are, and you are offering this light that you have within you, that you have already transmuted within you from your own journey. You are offering this to all of your audience, and they are receiving. We are giving gratitude for this, and we are acknowledging the service of your spirit. We would say that your viewers, we are showing our channel, your viewers are we are showing our channel. We are having a message for your viewers. One moment, please. We would say to go within, not without. You are all magnificent beings of light and love. There is no more making oneself small. Step into your greatness. If you wish to connect with us, we are here. You do not need Terra, but you must be that which you seek. What we mean by this is step into our frequencies. How could I do this, Saint Germain? How could I step into the frequencies to attract the Ascended Masters to me? And we would say, see us as equal. If you're seeing us as more important than you, this causes a separation in frequencies and we cannot connect. You must see us as equal, and we will be there. You will see us, you will feel us in subtle ways. We will be giving you chills or bringing an animal across your path. Look up the animal totem and we'll be giving you messages. It is simple. It is simple. The simple, subtle frequencies around you we are always bringing you messages. Connect with us. We are here. See us as equal and step into our vibration. What would Saint Germain feel like? Get into that vibration and I can connect easier. What would Jesus feel like? Get into that vibration and we can connect. It is simply a separation of vibration. If you are seeing ourselves as outside of you, we are all one energy. You are us and we are you. You all have an aspect of us within your physical heart. It is time to access this consciousness within you. It is a simple turning of the key and a remembering. Blessings.
Tara, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters with all of us. It has been a eye-opening and wonderful conversation. Hopefully it helps some people out there listening. So I appreciate you and the work that you're doing for the world, my dear. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Alex, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Remember, you are born spiritual and I am born spiritual.